Good afternoon, everybody. It's time to predict WWE Extreme Rules 2019. One of my favorite pay-per-views of the calendar year, and it's the one right just before SummerSlam, which is the second biggest pay-per-view. Well, I wouldn't say it's the second biggest pay-per-view. Like for me, not the Royal Rumble was the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, but it's one of the traditional big four with WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series and Royal Rumble. But before we can get in to build for SummerSlam, let's have Extreme Rules. So yeah, a lot of hype around this due to the fact that in the last couple of weeks we've had Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman come back to the WWE as producers, and already in the 2 weeks they've been here, you've seen a significant change. 2 weeks prior to Extreme Rules, like to this, you were sort of thinking, oh right, like another humdrum pay-per-view. Well, at least SummerSlam's around the corner. But now, since they've come in, you can easily get hyped for this. You know, especially like as it's on like the same night / weekend as the AEW pay-per-view. So the pressure is well and firmly on for the WWE to deliver on Extreme Rules. So yeah, there's many matches to get through. So let's just get straight into it. I just need my notebook, so just bear with. I really should have prepared for this. Of course, my handy book of predictions and matches written down. So yeah, we can solve for this. Right. Okay, so straight off the bat, we've got 10 matches to get through. They haven't announced what's on the pre-show yet, but I can predict it's going to be one of 2 matches, so let's get them 2 out of the way, which we think will be on the pre-show. The Cruiserweight Championship between Drew Gulak, the champion, and Tony Nese. Yeah, last month, Drew Gulak did beat Tony Nese and Akira Tozawa in a triple threat match, which was barnstormingly brilliant. Once again, like the Cruiserweights, when it comes to pay-per-view, they really do put on a magnificent match. And hopefully this will be no exception. I can see it being a good back and forth with Drew Gulak retaining as he's only just won the title. Second match, the Raw Tag Team Championships between the Revival and the Usos. I can see the Usos winning this in a entertaining contest. These 2 teams really do seem to bounce off one another. I'm going to go off the Usos mainly because I think the Revival are due to leave the WWE for AEW very, very soon. So obviously, for them not to lose the tag belts makes sense, which is a shame because they really have been underutilized in the WWE, especially not the main roster. Many wrestlers in NXT, super hot, comes up to Raw, SmackDown, not so much. I mean, they've been brilliant. Obviously, it's creative and what the writers have done for them, not really getting much of a storyline. So yeah, I think the Revival's time is almost up in WWE, and they'll lose the tag belts tonight. So yeah, pretty bad numbers. So on to the main show. I think we're gonna have a big match to kick off this pay-per-view, and I'm gonna go. I think we will start with the last man standing match between Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley. This rivalry has been brilliant in terms of storytelling. It's literally like the old adage of 2 powerhouses butting heads, and it's all going to come to a head tonight in the last man standing match. And what's more fitting than a last man standing match for this type of feud? Hopefully, there will be some big spots in this. I mean, well, they pretty much topped each other. Literally a couple of weeks ago, and with Lashley spearing Strowman for the LED stage, which was incredible. So they'll have to do something big to top that. But I can see Strowman just about becoming the last man standing in this match. The SmackDown Women's Championship. 2-on-1 handicap match. Yeah, the champion Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Yeah, Bailey's definitely got like the deck stacked against her, which all the more the reason why I think when she wins it will be even more meaningful. You know, like last month, like she did beat Alexa Bliss. To see off both Bliss and Cross in the same match will be a impressive feat, and I do think this night will be the return of Sasha Banks as well, which will set up a potential tag match at SummerSlam, or maybe even a Fatal 4-Way, or perhaps a big tag team schmoz. Who knows? But I can see Bayley retaining and Sasha Banks returning, so that's my prediction for that. The SmackDown Championship, Tag Team Championships, in a triple threat match. The New Day versus Heavy Machinery versus the Planet's Champions, Rowan and Daniel Bryan. This match could be entertaining. We have sort of seen a lot of it as of late. I mean, it is essentially like last month's match between the Planet's Champions, Heavy Machinery, just throwing in like the New Day there. Yeah, I think they will try to do the best they can with this match. I'm not really feeling it as such, so I can't really say much about it other than I think we're gonna have Planet's Champions retain. They do need more competition, but I think Authors of Pain are coming back, so maybe Planet's Champions versus Authors of Pain at SummerSlam. You never know that, but by the numbers, Planet's Champions, like Rowan and Bryan, to retain, pretty much. What else have we got? Aleister Black versus Cesaro. Now this could potentially be the match of the night. Two brilliant athletes. Aleister Black has been one complaining about needing competition since coming out to the main roster. Cesaro has answered the call. I do think Black will win, even though like, I'd love Cesaro to win, because he's my guy. He's been so underutilized in the last few years of the WWE, but Cesaro is professional enough to take the loss, and I can see it being a really good match between him and Aleister Black. So yeah, speaking of match stealing night, this next one could potentially also be like a match stealing, a match stealing match. Ricochet versus AJ Styles for the US Championship. This match, it's 5-star classic written all over it. Like the night after Stomping Grounds, these two fought, and it was a barnstorm of an absolute classic. AJ is turned heel now, aligned himself, with the Good Brothers, to reform the club. Ricochet, brilliant wrestler. Now this is an interesting one. They have to handle this carefully. If Ricochet loses, that's his first title in the WWE, won and then taken away in an instant. AJ has just turned heel. If he loses this, it does sort of stunt his momentum slightly, and I was sort of thinking, if we're building towards heel AJ, well, not building towards heel AJ, so I was like, AJ is a heel again. If we're continuing with heel AJ, you want him to be built strong. They could even go proper full club and throw in Finn Balor into this. Who knows? But I think along with Black versus Cesaro, this has potential to be match of the night quality. So I think that's everything covered before. We've got the 3 main matches. Let's just check. Yep. So we've got the 3 main matches. First of all, the WWE Championship, Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe. This could potentially be a really good match. Samoa Joe and Kofi Kingston are both solid workers. Kofi is carrying a suspected injury, so he might be forced to vacate the title due to that. Well, no, not vacate, obviously lose the match so he can give up the title, because if he's injured he can't fulfill the champion's schedule. Is it rumour? Is it truth? Is it just a smokescreen to sort of get the wags on the internet, typing away? Who knows? with Joe, if he does take another loss, it is hard like for him like to keep up his momentum. Joe, like last year, he could have won the title like in his feud like with AJ Styles. You know, he's won back the US title, only like to lose it to Rey Mysterio, and then like to win it, only to lose it back to Ricochet. His track record like with titles and WWE and title matches are not great like for Samoa Joe, but he is a solid worker. I can see Kofi retaining only because sort of you want Kofi to go into SummerSlam with the title. I think these two might face each other again, but if they do, it will be at SummerSlam in a possible rematch with them. Maybe then Joe winning the title, but prior to that, I can't see it happening if I'm completely honest. So Kofi to retain, like I think. No holds barred tag team match. Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon versus Roman Reigns and The Undertaker. Yep, that is huge. I talked about that in my previous WWE video, like the Stomping Grounds like reaction video. Yeah, this has the potential and like to be like a solid match as well. Lot some good spots. Shane McMahon and Drew are on like a roll at the moment. Reigns wants like to keep up momentum. The Undertaker is back. I have heard this is to potentially set up a Drew McIntyre Undertaker match at SummerSlam, which could potentially be massive. I expect solid back and forth lot in this. It's a good idea of a tag match, so maybe like the Undertaker doesn't have to work as much. Keep him in shape for his match against Drew McIntyre if it was to happen at SummerSlam. Like doesn't have to work too hard in this, so I think like some good back and forth, which will result in Reigns and Taker winning the title. Winning the match. There's also rumour of The Undertaker potentially turning on Reigns as revenge for losing at WrestleMania 33. Obviously, that's just pure speculation on the dirt sheets worldwide. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. But I potentially can't see it. What would the benefit be? You beat me 2 years ago. I waited this long. You sort of think, please, like, if the Undertaker does turn, and if that's the reason, the Undertaker would not wait 2 years like for his revenge. He would just came straight away for that. So I think that's a bit of a mild rumour, rather than a strong one. So we'll just have to wait and see. And then finally, the main event. Please brace yourself. It is the last chance winner take all Extreme Rules mixed tag team match for the Universal Championship and Raw Women's Championship. What a title that is. Basically, Women's Championship, Raw Universal Championship on the line, winner take all. Champions Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins versus Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin. You've essentially put the two title matches from last month's Stomping Grounds into one match. On paper it's not a very exciting match, but it could potentially be a good one. I think Rollins will carry Corbin through. Likewise Lynch with Evans, because they're not as good. I do apologise. Not that I keep yawning here for a bit. It's been a very long morning thus far. I do think that this could be something of a fast-paced match. Maybe I don't think it'll last as long. I think that they'll want that to sort of keep it strolling along. Maybe not too much. I can see both Rollins and Lynch winning the match. I can actually see. Sorry, I do apologise. With the yawning. I can see perhaps Lynch submitting Corbin, so that really would be something. With that potentially being the mark that they're going with, having Baron Corbin tap out to Becky Lynch in this match. So we shall see for that. So yeah, that's That is Extreme Rules predictions. I am going to be putting my title on the line again, Adam Griffin, as you know. You claim that this will be my last stand for the title. Well, I say I will keep it at least until SummerSlam, so I say bring it on. So we shall see if I will be prediction champion at the end of this or if it continues. So we shall see. Yep. Anybody? Sorry. Like anyone wants to leave any comments, please do so below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A very good afternoon to you all. Goodbye.